Hey, it's the real Tambo here for HD Vision Gaming, and today I'll be teaching you guys the basics on how to prepare for PvP as a Ret Paladin. In this guide I will be covering Glyphs, Talents, Gemming, stat priority for Reforge, and the macros I use. You can click any of the links around me to skip ahead to the section you need. Also, most of the information in the video will be provided in the description below. Okay, so the first topic we will go over are the Glyphs. For my major glyphs I use a glyph of Templar's Verdict because you take 10% less damage for 6 seconds after using Templar's Verdict or Exorcism. The second glyph I use is glyph of Double Jeopardy. It allows you 20% increased damage after using Judgment on one target, as long as you use the second Judgment on a different target. And here will be a video for an example. The last glyph I use is glyph of Flash of Light. I use this because it gives you a 10% additional healing for 7 seconds if you use it on the same target. So I find it useful because mainly in 2s I have to quickly line of sight the other team and heal myself or my teammate, and it provides 2 quick, very efficient heals. Okay, so now for the talents. For the tier 1 talent I use Speed of Light for the 70% speed increase because it is useful when healers try to line of sight you or when you need to get the kill. It works for monks healers when they use their roll, or for druid healers when they use their dash. However, Long Arm of the Law is also a good choice for how often you can use the speed buff every judgment. All 3 talents in this group are viable, but also situational. Personally, I use Fist of Justice for the 30-second stun. However, Repentance is good for incapacitating a healer with a cooldown of only 15 seconds. I generally use Burden of Guilt when I face kiting classes such as Hunters and Mages, so you can catch up to them much quicker. Selfless Healer is by far the best talent of this tier. The flash heal procs are very helpful and come around fast, which allows for quick heals that can crit up to 160k. In this tier I generally switch between Clemency and Hand of Purity. Clemency is good for placing freedom or protection on your partners or yourself, because it allows you to cast 2 before the cooldown starts. Hand of Purity is especially helpful when facing dot classes such as Affliction Locks, because it decreases damage taken by 10% and reduces the periodic damage by 70% for 6 seconds. Holy Avenger is the only talent I use in this group because it provides a great damage boost by 30% for abilities that generate holy power, and it also grants you 3 charges of holy power right away. And the good thing about this talent is that it also lasts for 18 seconds, which is a fair amount of time. For the final tier, I like to use Holy Prism for its instant cast heal and damage ability that also heals party members around it. It can provide a great crit to get the pressure back in your favor, and since it is instant cast, it does not waste any time. Okay, now onto the gems. For the meta gem, I like to use the Reverberating Primal Diamond, which gives you 216 strength and 3% increased critical effect. For the red gem, I prefer to use the bold Primordial Ruby, which gives 160 strength. For the yellow or orange gem, I like to use the Quick Sun's Radiance, which provides 320 haste, or the Fierce Vermilion Onyx, which gives you 60 strength and 160 haste. And for the blue or purple gem, I prefer to use the Stormy River's Heart, which gives 160 PvP power, or the tense Imperial Amethyst, which gives you 80 strength and 80 PvP power. The enchants for Ret Pally are pretty basic. For the shoulder you get the 200 strength and 100 critical strike. For the back you get the 180 critical strike. For the chest you can get the 300 stamina or the 200 PvP resilience. For the bracer you can get 180 strength. The gloves 170 haste. And for the belt, it's not really an enchant, but you need the Living Steel belt buckle for the extra gem slot. For the legs you get the 285 strength and 165 critical strike. Feet is 175 haste. And the most expensive enchant of them all, which usually costs around 3k gold depending on your server, is the Dancing Steel enchant. The stat priority for reds is very simple. Just make sure you have the 3% melee hit rating, so you don't miss any attacks. The next stat you need is expertise. The soft cap is 3%, but I recommend getting it to at least 5% and 6% at the most, because this will prevent players from parrying or dodging your attacks. After that, you mainly want to stack your strength and haste, because that'll provide you with the most damage and casting time. After that, your secondary stat that I choose is Mastery, because you get enough critical strike out of the gear you buy. so generally I reforge out of my extra hit and critical strike into haste just to up my haste more. The last section of this guide is about macros. For Ret Pally I generally only use 6 macros, and 5 of them are mainly focus macros. But this is not including your 3v3 macros. The first macro I use I will show on screen, and all the macros will be listed in the description below, so check it out. The burst macro uses all offensive cooldowns right away and provides an absolute huge amount of burst when used in the right situation. If you time a Hammer of Justice correctly after using this macro, it can result in a quick kill on a healer or a DPS. Well, that's all you really need to know for preparing your Ret Pally for PvP. If you would like to see a guide for how I keybind my character, just leave a comment below and I will make one as soon as possible. Also, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more daily video releases by HD Visions Gaming. Thanks.